I would say it's because they're scared, Douglas, if I'm honest. They're terrified because they're part of them are thinking, and they look at Sir David, and I actually met Sir David. He was a wonderful man, really.
Lovely man.
An English eccentric in the best sense of the word. But they're looking at him, and they've sat down, and they've eaten lunch with him, and they've drunk with him, and they think, shit, that could be me.
Well, you know what? Joe Cox was also killed by an extremist, a lone wolf madman who seems to have been inspired by some kind of neo-Nazi ideology and one of these kind of loser fringe of the most fringe people. And I don't remember after Joe Cox's murder people saying, let's not prejudge why the murderer did it, or let's not spread any blame around. I don't remember that. I missed that. There was an awful lot of spreading of blame around. They tried to blame everybody who was about to vote Brexit for the murder. They wanted to blame the whole Leave EU campaign for the murder. So I didn't see any lack of prejudging there, but I also didn't notice that MPs were quiet in identifying the ideology of the man who had murdered their colleague. So, why did they not fear gangs of neo-Nazi men coming around and stabbing and decapitating MPs in the name of neo-Nazism? Because it's not a very big thing in Britain, despite the bogeyman holding out of neo-Nazis as always being about to take over. Don't forget, of course, we live in a country where the left, The Guardian and others repeatedly describe Suella Braverman as far right. So, although they use that language, they clearly don't believe it or mean it, because they would be fearful. I mean, I don't doubt, of course, many MPs and many I've spoken to from the Labour Party and elsewhere were very, very shocked by Joe Cox's murder. And it was deeply, deeply shocking. But I think that most people have recognized there are not very many people in Britain actually likely to follow, I hope, that murder of Joe Cox's extreme mad ideology. There was certainly nobody in the country who would cover for him or say, well, he had a point or anything like that. Nobody wanted to be near that filth. But why do they not identify it in this case, and why are they fearful in this case? Because they know that the problem exists and is bigger than they want to admit. Now, there's a problem.